able to compare the different bases, I think the Edge 2.0, it was more responsive, it was more clean, it was more crisp when you drove it and turned. So I was impressed with that.
It was fast.
Yeah.
It was quick, but it's quick enough to keep up with the general pace of people.
Great. I mean, I would say the faster the better for me. You know, I like speed.
Well, the iLevel technology felt much more stable than typical seat elevators when they're in motion, especially coming down a ramp and coming to a stop. You didn't rock forward or feel unstable at all. There are no other chairs that can go that fast at an elevated height like that, and it performed very well.
It was cool. I think it was much more stable than I thought it was going to be. You know, you get into a chair, you don't know how it's going to handle the first time, and it was very stable. I felt very secure in it.
Drove quite well. I mean, the stability was very nice. Took it down a ramp that was steeper than an ADA compliant ramp, and I even pulled the joystick back to simulate a quick stop and reverse, and it was quite stable. And I don't have great trunk control either. I mean, I'm a T9 para, so stopping suddenly, especially on slopes, can be an issue, and it was very stable.
After 2 rounds going up and down the ramp, and I can really feel the stability of the chair. It's very stable.
It allows for functional usability within open environments. It allows you to actually have face-to-face communication rather than face-to-waist communication. It allows you to move with the flow of a group of people walking through a hotel. It allows you to be able to do those kinds of things without going all the way back down to get out of a cumbersome inhibit.
I was able to actually access activities a lot quicker. I was able to drive and elevate at the same time, whereas the current technology that's out there, you have to kind of stop doing what you're doing, go through a couple little steps, and then elevate. This you're able to do both at the same time and quicker.
To me, with my patients I work with, it's the seat elevators make them feel unstable up that high, and this one just was more a secure feeling. I could do the same things, but I could go down a ramp a lot quicker and I could drive a lot quicker.
Well, it's obvious that when you are using the other manufacturer's chair, you can't really go on 3 miles per hour. It's always on a turtle speed. So this one, you can actually walk with somebody at the same walking pace. Yeah.
Most of my patients prefer to be at iLevel for talking to people, getting up to certain heights, going out in the community, being able to get at different heights, at work, being able to interact with their peers, their coworkers, for sure. Oh, I absolutely agree with it. I think a lot of life is at a higher level than what most folks are in a chair. So I think it's going to make a huge difference socially. A lot of folks that are in chairs are already dealing with feeling different than everybody else, and now they can make eye contact with everybody.
People always want seat elevators, and I think it's unfortunate they're not funded as well. They're not funded well by Medicare or a lot of insurances, and it's kind of a travesty because I would say, from my standpoint, I think it's the most critical power function on a wheelchair. For me, it'd be more important than tilt recline or power legs.
I think everybody deserves to be at iLevel. I think the population of people that use wheelchairs are so used to getting potentially the minimum or knowing that they have to stay at that below eye level situation because they're in a wheelchair, that they don't even know the benefits of it. So I'm not so sure they'd recognize that they need to be, but I think given the opportunity, everyone I would think would appreciate that.
With the iLevel chair, you can drive walking speed, which is huge when you're walking with your buddies. My patients and clients that I see, they want to be part of their group and they want to be hanging out with their friends and going to shows, and they don't want to be stuck down at everybody's hip level.
Being at iLevel is important. For me, if it's a crowded restaurant, a concert, or sporting events, it's difficult seeing from a lower seat height. Being able to be raised up is great for you know, being involved and hearing people. You know, if it's noisy and crowded, it's harder to hear from a lower level.
I think probably just being noticed and seen for themselves and not for them being in a chair. And I think just you know, able to go into a restaurant and say, you know, 2 for dinner, and not having, you know, to kind of try to get somebody's attention. You're going to be able to make eye contact with everybody instantly.
And just, you know, socially you can go to the bar, you know, be on eye level with everybody, having conversation. Even at work, you know, you don't feel like people have to look down at you. You can actually have that conversation and just feeling that you're a part of the group, you know. I think socially this is going to be a great product for our clients. I just feel like the 3 miles per hour or the walking speed is such a great benefit. Most of the time people will slow down just to be at your pace. Now they don't have to. Now you're actually part of the moving process, you know, so I think it's great.
Good work, guys. I like it.